All right, so in this video, I have a look at the Aime Leon Dore, a pair of New Balance 550s, or the BB 550s, as it says in the box. But this is a pair of sneakers that have definitely generated a lot of hype, and I wanted to see if it was worth it or not. So let's go ahead and get into the video on this pair of sneakers. Hey, what is going on, guys? Hess here. Hopefully you guys are having a good day out there. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And all those people that are already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. And also hit that notification bell if you guys want to be notified of when the videos go live. This pair of sneakers is one that I was definitely interested in getting my hands on. But here I have a review of the 550s from ALD. I feel like the ALD name, Aime Leon Dore, it's like a million doors. I don't know. It's really hard to say for some reason for me. ALD, I'll go with that. And then half the time I'll call it ADL. But any which way, I'm not very cultured when it comes to what the brand is, as well as this specific model. I did a little bit of research for this video because honestly, I saw that there was a hype train there, and then I wanted to see if it was actually worth the hype. I mean, it's a pretty simple concept, right? Part of the reason why I ended up getting these is because I got them through Kicks World. If you guys didn't know, it's a monthly sponsor of mine on my channel. It helps me create content for you guys, and this is one of those shoes that I wanted to get that they had on their website, and I was like, I might as well just try them out. So I rented them for the month. If you guys haven't used my code in the description, it can get you 50% off of your first month for the first couple tiers of the subscription service. So if you didn't know, it's basically a monthly subscription service. If you do a level 1 tier, you can get a pair of sneakers up to $300 value for only $24 for the first month. Not too bad. And the best part is, obviously, you get the shoes, you can immediately throw them on your feet and wear them, which is part of the service that I really appreciate. So I got these in and I wanted to give them a try. And first things first, right out the box, they're really heavy. Like, this is a heavy outsole, rubber outsole, midsole to these that are definitely very, very substantial. And if you didn't know, the 550s is actually a model from New Balance that was born in 1989, and ALD is actually responsible for bringing them back and to the public. So that's part of the reason why this collaboration had so much hype, because it was a model that we haven't seen in a long, long time, and they retroed it. So ALD definitely gets a lot of credit for bringing out the popularity of the 550 model. In my opinion, it's really kind of like an Air Force One, but obviously more premium materials on this. This is a really nice premium pair of sneakers for sure, and some of the details I'll get into in a second. And if you don't know who Aime Leon Dore is, it's a company that basically is like a streetwear company out of New York, and it's like kind of more or less a higher end. To me, it honestly doesn't even look like streetwear. It's more of like high-end fashion, but at the end of the day, it is kind of like a streetwear-ish company. And they brought the 550s back originally in 3 different colorways that retroed actually recently this year. So they dropped in 2020 and then retroed them in 2021. This is part of the 4th and the 5th colorway that they dropped of the 550, and in my opinion, this is the best one. Some people say the blue and the red one is just as good or better, but the details on these are definitely really, really nice. So ALD brought back the 550 with New Balance. Then New Balance actually released their own versions of the 550s as well, and they're not a collaboration, it's just an inline model, and those ones have been selling out like crazy too. I mean, they sell out at like Urban Outfitters and everywhere else that they've come into stock. In fact, I tried posting them to New Balance's site a couple times, and then eventually they ended up selling out. I ordered them from New Balance, and then my order actually got canceled because they oversold. Then I ordered them on a different site, and I'm still waiting for them to come in, and I've gotten delays on that. So hopefully we'll see more, and when they do post more, hopefully I'll be posting them on my website, Collective Kicks, for you guys. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of a little bit of a background about the model and the shoe and the history behind it. So is it worth the hype? Well, I think that the fact that ALD is responsible for bringing back the model and then has a trickle down to the inline model selling out, I think that it definitely shows that there is like value in what they were doing. So I think that the hype that they generated on the 550 is definitely something that they earned. I think that that's a great thing to have seen. I think that this is a really nice colorway, and the build quality in this is really, really solid as well. Like I said, it's heavy duty. The leather cuts are really, really thick. The cracked end logos on the sides are really, really nice. Just the details on the insole and the extra like thick branding on the New Balance on the back. It's just a really premium feeling pair of sneakers. And when you consider like the alternative, like an Air Force One that's mass produced now by Nike, which was also born in the 80s, but that shoe, if you get it, it's McDonald's leather. It's the cheapest garbage leather on a $90 pair, $100 pair of Air Force Ones. This is definitely like more of a premium product. And I want to say that the retail on these were like $160. I could be wrong, but I also like the vintage look that they brought to the table with these. Obviously, the hits of the yellow on the midsole and the fact that this is a little bit cracked. It literally looks like they brought them back from '89 and are starting to wear that same exact pair from years and years ago today because of the vintage look. And obviously, the vintage look is really, really in right now. You have Virgil doing that a lot. You have a lot of other people mimicking the effects of the vintage look. And I think it's cool. I think it looks cool, and it's a nice, refreshing take on sneakers. It's not the first ones to do it. If you guys remember, there was an Air Max pack back in the day that had a vintage look to it. Like the bottoms and the midsoles were actually yellowed and stuff. I have the Air Max 90s from that set still, but the Air Max 1s had the vintage look on it as well. But the color blocking of this one is really something that I like as well. You have primarily a white upper. It does say the 550 right here on a rubberized material, and then you have the perforated leather toe box here. You have a nice thick mesh for the tongue, and then the ALD logo with the 550 on the tongue, which is a nice touch there. You have that green piping around the tongue, and then a little bit of green on the collar of the shoe here, and then also on the back part of the outsole. So there's only a couple really small accent elements of the shoe that actually have a lot of green, but that extra accent definitely makes it pop. There's also a little silhouette around the end logo that has that green color as well. And then the midsole is done pretty expertly with a couple different shades of that cream color, and then a really yellowed one where some of the rubber is a little bit different, which is kind of true to the way that some pairs age. I have some old Nikes that, depending on the type of material, age differently. We all know the Air Jordan 3 back tabs and the white pairs were yellowed before the leather part. So I like the fact that that is a little bit more aged as well as the rubber parts on the toe box. On the insole of one of them, it says International Friendship Through Basketball. On the other one, it says ALD New York with the Apple logo. And then also on the back, you have the NB logo on one, and then the ALD New York Basketball on the other one with the basketball shaped apple. Pretty cool logo actually there. So the overall fit of these for myself, I got a true to size 9.5 sent to me from Kicks World, and it actually fits a little bit big, so I should have probably gone with a 9. But if you guys have a difference in opinion, please leave a comment in the comment section. Anyways, what do you guys think about the 550s from ALD and New Balance? I think it's a pretty nice looking model, to be honest. It's definitely something that has retro vibes from like the late 80s, early 90s sort of thing. The craftsmanship, the colorway, I think is really solid as well. I'm imagining we can expect to see more of these dropping just because of the demand is pretty high on the product, it seems like. But leave a comment what you guys think. The fact that they retroed the first 3 over again only 1 year later, does that scare you guys? Does it make you think that New Balance is planning a mass attack with ALD and just saturating the streets? And maybe that's a good thing, maybe not. I don't know. The resale on the natural green colorway here is going between $375 and $450 for my size, and that's pretty significant. The ones that they retroed are going for around $200 or so, depending on the colorway. But I think that the style of this model definitely is for specific people, I think. I personally don't think I can pull it off. I like the way it looks on other people's feet. I don't really like the way that it looks on my feet, if that's anything. I don't know. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. But it's something that I wanted to give a try and see how they were. Respectfully, if people can get these and pull them off the right way, then I think that it belongs on their feet and not necessarily on mine. I like both elements of the running segment. I like the retros as well as the tech stuff that they have out there. So this one, not really up my alley, but I do think that the hype is definitely something that I could see worth being on these, just because, again, they created the hype around the 550s. The materials and the colorway is really, really solid and well thought out in my opinion. But leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think? But if you guys want to use my link in the description for Kicks World, it'll save you, again, almost 50% off of your order depending on your tier. And just use that link in the description. I'll have a breakdown of the actual prices you would pay per tier in the description as well. But thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day, and hopefully we'll see you back for some more videos. All right, peace guys.